Welcome to Manchukuo, the best China. We're going to be playing this one more time before the whole area changes with the upcoming DLC. Want to see if we can still do it. Can we get all of our cores? Now people say this is almost impossible. It's so hard because Japan doesn't piece you out. Yes, that's right. Japan doesn't piece you out. I'm baffled why they still, after all this time, have not fixed the White Peace event, but I will show you, you don't need the White Peace event.
Who are you?
Scruffy, a janitor.
Well, why aren't you fixing the boiler?
Schedule conflict.
Let's start by pacifying the countryside. We'll take our entire military and convert all of them into Bubingshi. It's the smallest template we have, giving us some leftover equipment, and we'll train up an additional, let's see, 1 run of 3, and then 1 run of 6, add another 6. Put both of these on high priority. We'll take the existing army. Let's look at the provinces. We have Heilongjiang, we have Songjiang. So we'll put, let's see, 6 of them in Heilongjiang. We'll put 3 of them in this place, Songjiang. The run with 3 units will dump out here on the other units of 3. So we'll have 6 there. 6 there when we finish deploying. And then I believe Jehol is the other one, because we need to look at these events. Western, Northern, and Eastern bandits. So Songjiang, Jehol, and Heilongjiang. And we're going to deploy these guys somewhere in Jehol. And we're going to force deploy each of these the moment they hit 20% trained. It doesn't matter that they're not any good. We just need to get them deployed. Research, we're going to do the basics of engineering and production. Construction is not going to be much. Probably going to do like 1 infrastructure in Liaotong and follow up with a bunch of military factories wherever, whenever, as many of them as we get. That basically sets us up for the start. Let's just put this game into high gear and get going. We can also assign some generals. They're not the best, but they'll do. Let's get going. Now, the important thing for this run is going to be laying a foundation. Speaking of foundations, this video is sponsored by Foundation Galactic Frontier. Thank you for sponsoring the channel. Now, if you enjoy grand strategy and building empires, listen up, because this one's right up your alley. Foundation Galactic Frontier is a brand new space strategy RPG, officially adapted from Isaac Asimov's Foundation universe. Yes, that Foundation. Great book. The same one behind the Apple TV Plus series. Now, in this game, you're not just some background admiral, you're a space trader. Free to roam across dozens of galaxies. You can trade, craft, and explore alien worlds, or, raid other fleets if that's more up your alley. Every decision shapes your legend among the stars. It's not just ship-to-ship combat either. You also command hero squads on planetary missions, fighting ground battles on exotic worlds, and that dual battle system really sets it apart from your typical strategy title. Now, as a captain, you'll build and manage your flagship from scratch. You lay out the rooms, you assign the crew, you conduct the research, and you optimize the fleet's formations. It's a full-on space management sim with some technical depth. Think of it as Stellaris meets FTL, but set in Asimov's universe. The art team includes designers from Star Atlas, and that soundtrack, my Paradox gamers will recognize the works of Andreas Waldetoft, the same legend behind Stellaris and so many more excellent soundtracks coming out of the Paradox Studios. So if you want to dive into Asimov's galaxy, click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on screen and download Foundation Galactic Frontier on mobile or PC. And to get a free hero and battleship for beginners, join the global launch event and unlock limited cosmetics. Use my exclusive code to get extra resources to facilitate your space journey. So these guys are going to get trained relatively quickly. Just quickly force deploy them, yada yada yada, and deploy those, and then we'll also start deploying those. Now I do realize I didn't talk about production. Just add more guns to the queue. We're not going to be making much. We're going to add a little bit of towed artillery as well eventually, and some trucks. Trucks are good for supply. Supply is quite vital in China. They don't have to be good, they just need to get deployed. That's all we care about. It's for 2 more. We need 6 per province. Alright, we've finished the pacification of the countryside. We'll quickly dip over here to invite foreign investors. 2 free civs. It is 70 days, but it is 2 civs, and we need the rest of this tree anyway at some point. And these things just don't do that much. There we go. I think I really hope this also gets a focus tree overhaul, because I'll be honest, all of these 70-day focuses, they're just not my jam. Still, we can make this work. All right, so we have 6 there, 6 there, 6 there, and then another 6 in the queue ready to deploy whenever. What we're going to do now is take all 3 of these decisions to pacify the bandits in the countryside. In 180 days, we will resolve our bandit raids, and there will be no more bandit raids. It is not possible to prevent the first one. It's fine. And we're going to keep force deploying these guys. Don't move these 6 divisions in each of these provinces for the first 6 months, so 180 days, or you'll cancel this, which is going to be incredibly stupid. And in a similar vein, we're going to add a second recruitment run of 24 Qibingshi cavalry. We'll take trade delegation next, and then we'll head to assertiveness. So, what are we going to do with that political power? First off, we're going to hire a chief of the army, Huan Xingde, so we can get some army experience ticking. That's our basic machine tools. Dispersed, concentrated. My heart is when dispersed. I don't even care if it's the best. Now, I could wait for 187 political power for the war industrialist, build more mills, but we've got four civs, of which 2 are available right now. I don't see the real value in it. What I could do instead is grab an industrial concern. I see immediate value in this because the industrial steel mills give us a little bit of steel and some industrial research speed, and we have quite a bit of industry research to do. If we get this early, we get more benefit out of it. They blew up an arms factory. That is a little bit annoying. Let's just move it to the top so it repairs. The worst things about that is it completely guts your efficiency. Alright, trade delegation. Next up, assertiveness. Steel. I am exporting all of it? What? Yeah, so at some point you're gonna want to move the limited exports. Also, we finished all of the bandit stuff, so we can now move the army such as it is. 24 divisions. I'm just going to move them somewhere closer to the capital between Mukdeng and Qing. Next up, we're going to spam out all of these horses. At the same time, the infantry here can exercise until they get to like level 2, and then we'll switch templates and exercise them again. Speaking of, we are going to spend some of our army experience. We're going to go to the Spirit of the Academy and grab political loyalty. Now, this is not the best thing to get, but it gets you a little bit of extra stability early, and that extra stability means everything else in the country is also better. And Spirit of the Army, we go with quick improv because we do have some command power to spend. Next up, request control of the railways. This one's pretty important to divert machine tooling. And we're also an imperial subject now instead of the lower tier that we were before, and trade has somewhat normalized again. And at some point we're also going to build a supply hub on this specific tile, but it has to touch this river leading all the way back to Mukden, because otherwise, if I don't have to build a railway, I won't. We will need that supply hub for future operations against Menkukuo. We're going to be saving up some political power. We always want to have 50 available so we can do divert machine tooling. Make sure that you just turn off all of these other notifications and just keep this one active. The second it pops up in 90 days, click it again. All right, got mechanical computing. Let's dip and get dispersed too. I use the research bonus to grab improved machine tools so I get it more quickly. It raises the efficiency cap. So we're gathering up command power. We're going to promote Aisinggyoro Xia. We'll assign him some traits later once we get more command power. Yeah, we need war support. Oof. All right, improved machine tools are in. Let's grab construction. All right, let's get the Law University. Construction's ongoing. We're up to 6 available factories. Huzzah. 1 Law University, and Japan has done their faction. Japanese settlers. Next, we got the extra research slot. We'll put it to good use by figuring out how trains work. Apparently, we don't know yet. We're going to make another decision with army experience. We're going to grab flexible organization. We'll pick something else later on, but it is going to be very important for us to be quick, which is why I'm getting all these horses. Their speed combined with flexible org will allow us to rush down to Busan, the only port in Korea, and hopefully stop the Japanese from getting a lot of troops in here when we stab them in the back. All right, time to divert more machine tooling. Let's also figure out how support equipment works. It's going to be very useful for us in future. With our Japanese settlers in, we're going to staff the court with Manchus and rush down to local arms procurement, after which we're going to purge the General Affairs Council. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But first, staff the court with Manchus. All right, 187 political power. Very large amount of political power. We're going up to partial mobilization. Japan has also started its war with China. We are not going to join it. Is going to tank our war support and our stability, locking us out of war economy, as well as really tanking our political power and our construction and production even more. Just keep ignoring Japan's call to arms. Let Japan do its thing. It's fine. We genuinely don't care. Start work on some better guns. With all that command power, let's spend some more of it. This guy, offensive doctrine and organization first. Probably gonna have to hire some more military leaders. Just don't let this cap out if you can avoid it. Expand the Imperial Guards. Yes, please. Support equipment, and we're gonna grab engineers next. Civilian trains are also done, and we're going to grab another construction tech. As for production, we're going to add civilian trains to the mix, as well as a collection of all these other things that we desperately need. We have about 2 years before we join the war, so it's fine. These guys are Bubingshi, have all leveled up to level 3, and we're going to convert all of these guys now to Kujun. It's basically the same template, just bigger. Local arms procurement, 4 mills, yes please. And the Imperial Guards, 4 divisions into their own separate little army. Any general will do, and we'll park these on the border with Dalian, or Port Arthur? Anyway, this is going to be the template we use moving forward. Not this specifically, but it's close enough. We'll replace the artillery with infantry, and it's just going to be an 18 with... Again, infantry's not great, but infantry is all we can afford. As soon as these guys have reached the correct level, so level 3, we'll switch the Kunju templates all over into the, there we go, Imperial Guards Division. Oh, I think we've done all of the machine tooling decisions, so we're now up to 9. Nice. Let's grab radios next. And these guns will leave 4 factories on basic infantry equipment. Fresh factories that are left over can go on new guns. This way we can preserve the production from this because it does have a high efficiency. Basically, I don't need my guys to have good guns. I just want them to have a gun. Alright, we've researched engineers. Let's quickly pick up trucks. They're slightly better than just the basic trucks, so we'll just make these. But we're making do while things are going on. That is local arms procurement. Next step, bolstering nationalism down to purging the General Affairs Council. We're going to look at production again. We are going to add a production run for support equipment. 2, maybe 3 factories on support equipment. And we're going to start tapering off basic infantry equipment so that we can at least start producing this. Actually, it's February 38. We've got 8 factories available. We finished that 1 mill. Drag the supply hub to the top. Go into your decisions and reorganize the railway system. This gives you 300% construction speed on supply hubs. Very useful. This thing should be built in 2 months. And equipment production is picking up. Still have a relatively large deficit. And we don't have the luxury of cheesing the Lend-Lease now, but it's better than nothing. All right, we can now use research to pick up better infantry techs as well as artillery techs. All right, nationalism bolstered. Let's purge the General Affairs Council. We're going to hire the war industrialist, get that military construction ramped up. From now on, we're going to save the rest of our political power until just before the war. So we can get war economy. We can get the infantry expert, army regrouping expert, as well as obviously eventually the military theorist. Industrially, we're catching up. I'd say 16 civs, 10 mills. It's not the best. You're not seeing me claim this is amazing or a miracle, but we're okay. Bolstered nationalism is going to be very nice against Japan. All right, General Affairs Council purged. The next focus would be Independence War. Not ready for that just yet. Let's instead do a mission to Germany and then work our way down to tank plant for another 2 mills. There's no reason to rush into things. Let's improve our artillery techs. And Jehol is built and it is connected via river, meaning we'll have the supply here to take out Manchukuo. Otherwise, this is just a supply desert. And we're going to prepare to seize the Japanese arms depots. This is what we can do once we finish the mission, purge the General Affairs Council. So we're going to be clicking that. And it's going to give us the option to execute the plan. And depending on how many preparations we've made, this gets more powerful. What it does now is give us 10,000 guns and makes Japan fight poorly against us. I think we can click this a couple of times for 30 command power each, and each one of these we do increases the amount of equipment we can get. Alright, we figured out how trucks work. Let's keep improving the infantry equipment. And let's keep making the new trucks now, moving forward. Stop improving relations with Germany, conserve some of that political power. We're high enough as it is. We should be good to proceed with mission to Germany, working down to Chinese panzers and tank plants. These are going to be very, very helpful. Anyway, let's start preparing for the inevitable. The Kunju here we will now convert to Imperial Guards Division. I'm still 10,000 guns short, I am aware. And the cavalry here will start planning the attack down to Pusan. As for the cavalry, Qibingxi, we're going to add 2 horses to them, bring them up to 10 combat width. It's better than not being 10 combat width, and eventually add some support artillery as well. And for the Imperial Guards Division, we're going to add some support artillery as well. As for research, keep working on those guns. Now, as this infantry equipment 1 builds up more and more efficiency, we're going to cut the final factory in the old rifles. Alright, closer ties to Germany gives me a factory. Giving Falkenhausen citizenship gives me a general. Very useful. And then we'll continue on to the tank plant. Again, there's a good marker for when you should be getting ready for the backstab, is if you see Japan moving a lot of its divisions into your land towards the Soviet border, the border skirmish is going on. We're going to take a little detour here to get more machine tooling. Small industry detour dispersed, and we're gonna pick up... I'm gonna go with better artillery first, and then we'll grab better guns next. I'm gonna move my infantry. Half of the infantry army is going to be on the border with Menkukuo, and the other half is going to be on the border here near Beijing and Tianjin. Rush Japan's ports, prevent them from easily reinforcing, and then while the majority of the army fights Japan on the mainland, a small section is going to be devoted to guarding the ports so we don't get our ass naval invaded. Alright, just so that we know, I'm going to keep 150 banked. No questions asked for war economy. I'm going to spend 100 now on infantry expert. I don't think he'll be pivotal considering the, the negative penalty Japan already gets and the bolster nationalism we already get. Tanks purchased. Huzzah, Chinese panzers next. I'm going to get rid of the last of these Type 38 rifles. I've integrated artillery with the cavalry as well. I'm almost there, so I'm going to add engineers to the main infantry as well. Gotta say, I feel like we've got a respectable army. As long as we keep the front narrow and we have the time to recruit more, we'll be okay. But we'll just queue these up already so they can get some training in. I can deploy them when the time comes, if the time comes. Chinese panzers are in. We'll get the tank plant. While we're at it, let's grab Taurantier. This is going to be very valuable eventually. Probably not a terrible idea to get logistics, or, considering the layout of China, mountain infantry. Well, there's the tank plant. Let's grab the civil service and then independence. This is usually the period where they do that border skirmish thing. Alright, Germany does the thing. 100 on a military theorist. Ooh, I'll take that Lend-Lease, Japan. And with that Lend-Lease, I would also like some free convoys if you're going to send them to me. Art of the deal! Art of the deal. Land doctrines. Grand battle planu. Like so. We're going to go down infiltration. And I think we'll switch out political loyalty for a bold attack. Let's grab some construction tech and start producing the better guns. We're just going to switch this over. We're still 24,000 guns short, yes, but we'll get 25,000 the moment the war starts, so that should offset it. And let's start our trading. Let us start work towards the Independence War. This is it. This is the big one. Well, that's going to be unfortunate. They're doing the thing now. Well, let's hope it passes before we finish the Independence War. Let's just disallow supply for them as well, just to rub it in. More upgrades for artillery. We'll also start a production run of a towed anti-air. It's a pretty useful commodity. Let's take some factories off guns for it. We've got plenty of political power now. I'm going to get a Semyonov in last. And the next pick is going to be War Economy. Should have gotten that a lot sooner. War Support did take over, so that's nice. But this would be so much easier if these guys weren't here. There we go. We start the war. Independence War, huzzah. I don't know if they teleported the troops out or if they're still there. Doesn't matter. Start the attack down here right away. Pin that. Encircle that. You move down to Seoul. You rush all the way down to Busan. We're gonna rush down the Korean Peninsula as quickly as possible. These guys head to Dalian. You attack and move to encircle that unit. You into Beijing. Other units there. Capitulate these guys as swiftly as possible. Next focus, reclaim the empire. That will give us cores on all of China. Incredibly valuable, because we are going to need those cores to be able to sustain any semblance of a war effort. All right, set course to Zhangbei. I would love to get there before the Japanese deploy troops in the area. All right, we're in Taijin, and then try to push across the river as well. Take the airfield. These guys will be ready to deploy as soon as we get some manpower. We'll get manpower from all of the territory we take here. I'm going to spend 50 political power on creating underground workshops. Ooh, no, actually, we're going to execute the plan, first of all. This gives us a massive, massive bonus, plus all of those guns. And we're going to recruit the bandit remnants, so 3 extra cavalry divisions. Very, very helpful. Just keep going, aggressively pushing down into Korea. Grab all of the land. Our cavalry is not the best, but it should be capable of pushing past the Japanese troops in the area. Head for Jinan. It's a very, very important supply hub. I'm going to delete these front lines and replace them with a field marshal order with a plan. Like so. So we'll knock out Menkukuo. Huzzah. Finish off the units trapped here. We'll mop this up as well. If we can take Jinan. Alright, that will have the supply to push on to Qingdao. Supply is everything in China. The railways dictate where you go. Over here, things are going reasonably well. Right now, we're preoccupied. Let's keep improving the infantry equipment. Oh yeah, Qingdao is also not just up for grabs. Unfortunately, but we're closing in on Busan. I am curious how much they have in the port. Nothing! Well, virtually nothing. Alright, we can make that work. Encircle it fully so that Busan is surrounded. Alright, let's stop this massive offensive and make it a little bit more strategic, a little bit more tactical until reinforcements arrive. Speaking of reinforcements, deploy these units as soon as they're ready. Pin, surround, destroy. I think we'll take Busan. We have... Okay, now just need to take the rest of this, and then we'll convert that cavalry army into infantry. We should have probably the equipment to do it. So initial push, not bad. Not bad at all. A couple of Japanese divisions encircled and destroyed. Barely any losses for us, but the game has only just begun, so let's not cheer too soon. We're going to try and punch through here. If we take that tile, this entire northern sliver is fully surrounded and encircled, ready for total destruction. Alright, with that, we control Korea. Alright, for the time being, I'm going to peel off like half this and then a couple more to fill out the front line army. And then Kawashima can just do port guard duty with the remaining forces. Speaking of deploy near Jehol, full extra army. Well, 19 divisions, they'll do. They're green, but they'll make it work. Falkenhausen, get these boys to the front line. We have encircled the peninsula. Take that out, and then battle plan down there. Make sure we get that under control, and we'll crush that northern tendril as well. Oh, this is actually going really well. I see potential in this. We're not joining the Chinese United Front either. Not interested. Shandong Peninsula, mostly under our control. They've got a couple of divisions in there, but not enough for me to worry about. Oh, it's going so well, and this focus is taking so long! 70 days is just too long for a focus. Just need to get Qingdao, and I have an organized front line. More or less. Up here, they are technically encircled, but they're also technically not encircled because this is apparently now a supply hub and capital of Menkukumo. Oh, why? Alright, we got Qingdao. The last of them are encircled up there. So most of Japan's, well, my problems are almost gone. I just wish we could have grabbed more of land. Just keep building more mills and we'll be fine. More on trucks, more on guns, more on everything, essentially. Alright, reclaim the empire means we now have cores on basically all of that. Experimental mechanized unit is going to be very helpful. You know what? I'm going to grab that first. It's like a little bit of a cheap tank division that we can leverage. Actually, 70 days for a unit is not worth it. Let us grab the research slot. And then we're going Imperial Divinity and Imperial University. And then further down to the Mandate of Heaven. But first, destroy the Japanese. We're going to have to work on our resources as well. We're just giving too much of it away to trade. Suddenly 1 million manpower because all of this is now core territory. Full access to the factories there as well. Beautiful. Love to see it. We're going to convert everything from Shibingshi over to Imperial Guards Division. I'm going to be short a couple of thousand guns, but we're making plenty of them, so it won't be a massive issue. All right, sweet. You've blown the Yellow River. That's going to be just fucking wonderful, boys. Over here, the first naval invasions are happening, so I'm going to peel off an army that's not currently engaged. Unfortunately, extreme flooding here for the next 2 years is horrible, horrible, horrible. I hate things like this. The defensive modifiers, I don't care about at all. It turns off strategic redeployment. It is so annoying, but it is what it is, so we'll just have to deal with it. Oh yeah, they're hitting the ports, and they're probably going to hit the areas around the ports as well. Unfortunately, like I said before, these guys now have to walk at 1.32 kilometers an hour to the other side of China. This is terrible. Anyway, there's like 18 divisions bottled up there. This is, I don't know, the rest of their stuff bottled up there. It's just going to be that major landing in the south. Depends on how much Japan is willing to reinforce it. Let's create underground workshops. Free mills. 25% reduced production costs for guns. The only thing is that they're going to be shit guns with low reliability. I don't care about low reliability. I'll just make more guns. Anyway, we'll deal with that naval invasion. Set up on the border with China. And then prepare to take out China. I'll take that Lend-Lease and then turn it on you. Let's get some excavation tech. One of the next things I'm going to do is going down to limited exports at the least, because export focus, like the bonuses are nice, but I'm giving away far too many of my own resources, so would rather not. Let's train up a couple more divisions. We're going to be short on equipment, though. They're going to be short on equipment. What are we lacking? A lot of stuff. Fortunately, we have plenty of factories, so it's a matter of time, and we'll dig our way out of this hole. Yeah, I'm like 40,000 guns short. It was a very expensive push. Won't really be a year to fix. It's just going to be a matter of making more guns. Considering we're at war, we could also kiss up to Italy by, let's see, asking for military access. That should get the relations up, and then we can request some Lend-Lease from them. Germany as well, eventually. You know what? Germany. Yes, and it shouldn't have to go via sea, because they are not at war with the Soviets. Japan's getting cooked. But I can get a war goal relatively quickly, either by offering vassalization or by asserting our authority. I say asserting our authority is better, because you get a war goal on all of them, but you realistically only need to beat China, and you can beat China just by waving a pointy stick in their direction. Alright, you. Lend-Lease me. Send me Lend-Lease, Italy. I can make better use of it than you can. There we go. Thousands of guns. Yes. Let's grab some Imperial Divinity. And then the Imperial University. The sooner you get research slots, the more valuable they become. Just start getting units deployed. And I'm now just kitting out another army. Once these 24 are ready to go, we're just going to thunder down into China. And we'll see what we get. Air also useful. So I'm going to start work on air a little bit, just in case. We are going to have to go to Japan eventually. Yeah, they're mopping up the Japanese there. Oh my. The Japanese are also here and getting mopped up there. Yeah, Yeah, I think Japan's getting mopped up very, very nicely, very neatly. Alright, let us assert our authority and we'll go in on China. There's no point sitting around waiting anyway. We're out of our equipment deficit, which means Kawashima's troops can be switched over to just regular old Imperial Guards. They'll be slightly better for holding the ports. A bit of expensive pick, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine, and in 70 days we start the war. We could get a little bit more lend-lease out by just queuing up a whole slew of divisions that we never intend to deploy, and keep asking for lend-lease. The Germans and the Italians are both willing to send me massive amounts of equipment, so why not? Why shouldn't I do it? That's 10,000 guns. And you, what are you going to send me? Italy? Okay, so Italy, not as much. But still, I'll damn well take it. Oh, that's another naval invasion. So we're going to be hit by these every now and then. Just need to keep making sure I have some troops available as a quick reaction force. Annoyingly, there's nothing quick about going through Shandong. I'll take those expansions. Yes, please. Some resources are nice to have. Alright, assert our authority is going in. Stop the exercising. Next up, we'll move the capital to Beijing. Declare the war. Go in hard and fast. Grab what land we can. We're also going to declare war on the guys up north. Smash and grab. Slow the game down though a little bit. With China being as distracted as it is, we can make a large land grab in the first couple of days. Head to Nanjing. Hefei. So we need to get the supply hubs to allow us to continue pushing further inland. And let's get the pressure up on Taiwan. Whatever that place is called. More factories. China's not going to use them. I will. Okay. Let's head to Yan'an as well. I want to pay Mao a visit. I think we'll be able to take Nanjing. Next up, Wuhan and those central cities there, like Changde. And then it's just a skip and a hop to Chongqing, which is the hardest part because of the supply layout. It is simply the way of things. We just have to endure. I've taken Taiwan. I think Shaanxi needs a little bit more. Hey, we got a port. Let's start making convoys. I should probably stop battle planning for a bit. Let everything reorganize. Shaanxi has capped. That is one enemy out of commission. It's not much, but it's honest work. We now have the Taijuan arsenal, so I can get that as an MIO. Huzzah. Small steps. Baby steps, as they say. Keep trading. So with all that lend-lease coming in, that is enough, almost enough for an entire full army. I'm mostly lacking support equipment, about 1,000 of it, so let's ramp up production. And I think I can roll in anti-air next. I'm gonna have... I'm still lacking about 800 to equip everyone. So a little bit off the mark, but shouldn't be too long. I'm not battle planning like a moron anymore. I'm trying to make this a little bit more directed, a little bit more tactical. So grab the land that matters. Wuhan, I need that. There's a bat there with my name on it. It's another Japanese division encircled. All right. A lot of work ahead of us, but everything is flowing relatively well. We outnumber the Chinese. I think we outnumber the Japanese. We've got them where we want them. Yeah, they keep cycling units into it. They know it's a very important supply hub, but holy shit, I hate it when they keep redeploying units like that. It is just annoying. Just accept that you've lost. Alright, we might take Wuhan now. They can't stop all of us. I take half of them, pinning attack on the flank. We'll now just take the city. Huzzah! City taken. Fuck me. Okay. Allow supply to propagate, and then on to business. Alright, business being, we're gonna cut off divisions. Just mop it up. Let's see if I can punch my way through the Xi'an. Got plenty of planning bonus. My divisions are better, so who knows, it might just work out. So let's work on some air as well. We're gonna have to make airplanes. Alright, that push on Xi'an actually seems to be more or less working. And that is another major supply hub towards Chongqing. So if I can get that and then Changde, I could probably mop up. We're pushing on Changsha. That's nice. And we're getting a little bit of air stuff sorted out as well. Power drops also potentially useful when facing China. If you don't want to go all the way to Chongqing, you could build like an airfield near Changde and then just try and drop Chongqing. Again, I am using relatively dog shit infantry, for lack of a better term. These are not good divisions. As time progresses, we can afford better stuff, but we're kind of in this shit now and gotta keep up with what we have. So it is what it is, and what it is kind of bad. Speaking of kind of bad, I was not wearing my headphones, did not hear the warning, did not see the landing, and now we're here. It's fine. I can play ball. I have an infantry army ready. We'll just quickly sweep down in and deal. Just work your way through. Work your magic, boys. Speaking of working my magic, that is Changde. Xi'an is going to fail. Yeah, they got additional units in there. Anyway, we're gonna have to take Pusan back now. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but all right, we're not gonna take Xi'an. Just stop the offensives, hold position. All right, they just called Siamin. Great. So, woohoo. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Is there any supply? Why is there a supply hub down there? And why don't I have it? I want that. I need it. Yeah, I'm somewhat overextended. A little annoying. Well, we'll make it work. 3 more Chinese trapped there. Trap some more Chinese there. And over here, we're slowly but surely cutting the Japanese landing forces to ribbons as well. This landing is basically dealt with. Push them into Busan. And another Chinese pocket. Get this over with, you bastards. That's a lot of Japanese divisions. They're gonna have a very hard time getting out of this one. More tiny pockets. Again, they're not huge, but every division destroyed is a division I don't have to fight a second time. Alright, now they're just in Busan. Big push, 12 divisions. Should be able to overrun them. I have a shot at taking Xi'an now. If not, no big deal. And some more air stuff. Bombs, pretty good if we want to make some casts. Combined arms warfare, so we can keep pushing. And that extra unit here, it's not great. It's a shitty little light tank division. But what that shitty little tank division does have going for it, it has hardness. And China has virtually no way of piercing. Let's get that tank to the front lines where it can do probably not a whole lot. Oh, we're so close to Chongqing. You get to Chongqing, it's usually over. Yeah, they're done. It's so over. I get Chief of the Air Force so I can start getting some air experience, and Chief of the Navy so I can start getting some Navy experience. I'm gonna need some designs for those things. You guys hit the Chongqing. You push Chongqing as well. Could be worse. Another little encirclement here. Ready to kick ass and chew bubblegum. Yeah, the Chinese army has significantly shrunk. We've killed 600,000 of them. As far as Japan's concerned, 252,000 losses, and I've killed 4. Not so good odds, but still okay. Anyway, let's get these 24 to the front line. Start cutting. Cutting. Yes. Where's that little armor division? Oh, there we go. It's just a single shitty tank, but I can get it to Chongqing maybe. I think we'll take Chongqing. Pinning attack there. Yes, we have Chongqing. Ooh, that's a pretty big hub. So 89%. So they have that national spirit that makes it really hard to capitulate them. Surrender limit reduced by 15%. Yeah, we're gonna need to take Zunyi, Huiyang, maybe Chengdu as well. Chongqing has no supply hub in it, which admittedly kind of annoying. I don't have to kill anyone else, just China. I'll get the majority of the war score against them as well. Let's get everything in position so I can face the Japanese. Get the Japanese off the mainland and I'll have a better peace deal. Logistical focus, very helpful. Dangerous naval invasion is a truly dangerous naval invasion. Let's deal with it. Okay, so I'm dealing with that same shit where everyone has to walk super duper slowly and I hate it. Yeah, I'm gonna freeze the China war for a bit. They're at death's door anyway. I can push whenever I want to. I'm gonna try and get Japan off the mainland. That will give me the best possible chance of taking the stuff I want in the peace deal. Good God, I don't like fighting through these mountains. Don't have mountaineers yet either. Can go around. Of course they bring in a tank the moment I finally attack that port. Fucking knew it! Life is cruel. I could join the Axis, don't think I will. I could integrate Tibet as a distraction, puppet them, or I could conquer them and get a war goal. If I get conquer Tibet, they get drawn into the faction, I think, and I can wrap that all up with a neat little bow. Make big China. To deal with those shitty little tanks, I'm gonna need shitty little anti-air. I am also lacking it a little bit. Every now and then, just gotta zoom out and verify that they haven't landed yet, because, you know, would be unfortunate if they do another one of those naval landings behind my back. Let's get that stupid little tank encircled then. Encircle and destroy. Let's redeploy the units. Get like a big fat planning bonus and then run down to Fuzhou, and that should give me control of Fujian, and then we finish the job. Alright, another shit naval invasion. Last stand it and leave it as is, or just find some troops somewhere to redeploy. Speaking of not wanting to deal with it, this area is just shit. Please walk into Fuzhou. Alright, pinning attack, move into Fuzhou. That should give me control of the state once these guys arrive. Alright, let's mop up the Japanese presence and then walk down. More naval invasions? No, it's just this one, still being contained. Ugh, of course, there's like 8 divisions on there now. They're trying to get their troops out. Can't really fault them for that. And I'll take Xiamen. And just to be on the safe side, just actually mop up the area entirely of Japanese forces. Moscow Armistice. Yeah, you know, AI Finland, despite all of the buffs, just does not perform. It cannot deal with the Soviets. Alright, conquer Tibet. Nice peace deal. Demand Japanese subjugation is going to be funny if that works. You go back to guarding all of these ports now, which, once again, is just going to take forever. Alright, let's finish the job. All out. Push, push, push. Knock the Chinese out. Oh, I'm out of convoys. You know what? I should probably disallow all of this, because they keep trying to ship things via convoy, and that immediately gets sunk then, obviously. As for trade, let's just cancel all trade for a minute and restart it with the Soviets. And with anyone I don't have to trade with via sea. Let's get these last couple of tiles, please. Where's these Chinese victory points hiding? Thrive, you shitty little tank. 98%, so 1% more. This place might be maybe as well. Zunyi. Oh, there's just no supply anywhere. It's the worst. We'll take Zunyi, and then one more victory point over there. Kanding is also being claimed. We will have our victory in this life for the next, or just in this one. I'll settle for this one. You know, with that war, we're going to declare war on these guys. See if they join the Chinese United. Oh, no! Damn! I forgot! You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We'll go and grab them. So, all of this. I'll just grab all of the coastal stuff. We'll use our points to grab the stuff that we know Japan's going to want. And we're going to invest our points into it early. Submit demands. Because it's going to be way cheaper if we don't have to contest Japan, but if Japan has to contest us. Because we have reduced cost for occupying it, we have reduced cost for having it as core territory, but because they've wasted so many of their early points contesting our first picks, they have basically run out of points before they could get anything. Confirm and exit. Pause the game. Unfortunately, Tibet did not join that war straight away, so damn. Get everyone to their battle stations now. We are going to have a lot of coastline to cover. We're going to mop up Japan's presence on the mainland, and the matter of Japan is now going to be wait for them to fight the Allies, basically. So many factories now, so many resources, so much manpower. This is gaming, turbo gaming. We're gonna build, though, for the most part, first is a little bit of infrastructure in our high resource areas, steel, tungsten, that sort of stuff, because we are going to be very resource constrained. Oh, that is Tibet done. Better late than never. Wonderful. Natural borders of China almost achieved. Oh, they're trying to land there now. Really? Fine. I'll mop this up, and then we'll head to Korea. Yeah, last stand it. Yes, not very clean, not very clever, but I don't care. I should have just deployed them elsewhere. Now they have to go through this territory again, which still has 114 days of everything being slow as fuck. Oh, I hate it. I can maybe avoid the area by sending everyone to Yan'an. And then from there, head up to Beijing. Yes. Yeah, we've lost the port, so I have the industry to sustain this anyway. Kind of forgot what I was doing. Could maybe kiss up to like Britain to get myself some airplane bonuses. There's not much else to do with the focus tree. Let's actually claim the mandate of heaven. Why won't we? Yeah. Poor dog soldiers. worthless infantry, but they are holding the line. They're doing their jobs. That whole area is secured. Air is getting researched. That's all ahead of time. Actually, no. Let's start working towards synthetic so I can actually make some airplanes. There we go. One mandate of heaven. Beautiful. And Japan has just gone in on the Dutch East Indies. We are now the Shandong Emperor. The Chinese Empire stands resplendent and glorious. Oh, that's a naval invasion. So, with the Allies being in, I could just kiss up to Britain, get their opinion up, work down that focus tree, and slowly wait for them to attack the US and wait for an opening. There we go, an invitation to the Allies. Probably not a terrible deal. Well, I'm aiming to annex them anyway, so this doesn't really matter. I'll take the deal. I got all my air stuff, some aerial torpedoes. Nice. I'm not going to join the war against Germany because it just does not matter. Building railways, going to build synthetics. Probably could do with a couple of naval dockyards as well, considering we might need to build some submarines to get naval superiority. So it's 43 and Japan hasn't reached out and tickled the USA. So the USA is never going to join this war. So either we're going to do sub-memes or more likely air and power drops. So I'm getting slightly better transports that have a little bit more range. Spam out more, just airplanes, I guess. Every fighter I can get airborne, we're going to throw up over Japan. And we're just going to have to make it work. We're going to go with the Air Force as well as building some submarines. In terms of air, I could get a couple of mediums up there with torpedoes as budget torpedo bombers, and at the same time I'm banking on power drops eventually. Either a really solid division that can properly power drop, or just basic infantry drop and just spread it out, hopefully take a port. I had actually left my paratroopers to run while I was looking elsewhere, and then suddenly I saw that they went. So yeah, it would appear we have landed uncontested on Nagasaki. Considering how mauled Japan already is, they've got nothing. It's Jover for Japan, so let's just get some more troops committed. At least we'll have a wonderful peace deal at the end of this. We even mauled their air force. Oh, Japan, you are so bad at this. Let's crack the Japanese cipher and get it over with. After this war, we will establish the Chinese Empire as the one and only undisputed power in Asia. After this, you could do whatever you want. Depending on a peace deal with Japan, you could use its navy to take the fight to the hated colonizers, get even, or get one up and take out the Soviets, reclaim Manchuria and Mongolia. But let's first focus on the order of the day, which will be the annihilation of Japan as a force. Japan's still launching naval invasions. You have other concerns, Japan. I think this is the most hamstrung I've ever seen Japan. There's nothing left to them. 2.5 million casualties. 1.4 courtesy of us, and that's not even counting the casualties they took fighting China proper. But it is 100% Jover. Make sure to focus on taking our territory here. Take the cores. While we're at it, take some stuff, puppet some stuff. Doesn't really matter what we do. Why can I not puppet? Oh, because I'm in the Allies. Well, if you're in the Allies, you can't puppet, and it's incredibly stupid. But it doesn't matter. Does not matter. There we go. That is both achievements. The dragon who swallowed the sun, and hail to the Qing, baby. The Chinese Empire is the only true power in Asia now. We have inherited a mighty fleet with which to take the fight to the colonialists. If we leave the Allies now, we can team up with our frenemies in Germany to tear a new one into the Soviet Union, reclaim Manchuria for China as it should be. We can then take the fight to the Raj, the Indochina. We can conquer the world virtually unopposed, because who's going to stop us? Roosevelt? He's too chicken to even fight Japan. With that, a last hurrah as Manchukuo. I still think this is one of the best runs. I still think this is one of the most fun countries to play, and I'm just showing you it's not that hard. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and you're looking forward to the new DLC. If you are, consider using my code down below. And once again, thank you very much to... I gotta, hold on. I gotta do the outro again. One moment. Let's just redo, finish up the outro with a different thank you. I have to do something else. And with that, we're done. So, oh god. Now, if you like this video, leave a like, consider subscribing, and keep... Oh my god. Right, we're gonna finish up the outro properly. Anyway, I still think this is one of my most enjoyable countries to play as. It is good fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I loved making it, and don't forget another thank you. And don't forget to check out Foundation Galactic Frontier, today's sponsor. Use the code down below and the link in the description. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.